Quest givers are usually after one thing and one thing only: your help. And there are plenty of them out there, with literal or figurative big question marks over their heads, eager to send you off on a quest that should, they're hoping, culminate in a positive outcome for them, the giver of the quest. On occasion, however, you doing their quest doesn't make their life better at all, instead leaving them broke, devastated, or in extreme cases, dead. Consider yourselves warned, quest givers, by these quests that turned out terribly for the quest givers. Beware spoilers for the following games.
Are you some kind of European toy maker?
No, I am a f***ing genius with poker up the ass, like I say. Toy maker. Hello? Do I look like I should entertain children?
No.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is all about how progress reshaped America for better and for worse. And also about how Arthur Morgan can really pull off a good waistcoat. But back on the topic of progress, in Saint Denis you chance upon inventor Marko Dragic and his demonstration of remote control warships for potential investors. These work tremendously well, but Dragic could work on his pitching skills.
Traitors! All of you goddamn traitors! None of you has the wisdom to invest in my genius! Genius!
I'd maybe cool it with the traitors stuff there, Marko. You're kind of losing the crowd. Still, in return for your help with the demonstration, Marko does invite you to drop by his place so he can, quote, really amaze you. And indeed, when you finally drop by, the sight of his house is amazing, even if he doesn't initially give the warmest of welcomes.
If you are here to rob me, I wish to make clear that I have weapons that could liquefy each of your internal organs in turn and leave you just a puddle on the floor.
In truth, the invite to be amazed ends up just being an invite to be an unpaid intern, with poor Arthur trudging around in a thunderstorm, placing conductors for Marko's latest experiments.
When all three conductors in place, lightning strikes the rod, and we harness power of nature to make life.
All your hard and unpaid work helps realise Dragic's dream of bringing to life a robotic man, which is, admittedly, impressive for the late 19th century.
He lives! My son lives!
With the inventor's experiment a success and Arthur's carefully chosen outfit absolutely sodden, you leave Marko to continue his work on his, son, and also work through some of his extremely obvious anger issues.
Those morons! They doubted me.
I'll see you later.
Yes, yes. Goodbye.
At this point, you're probably wondering why Marko is included in this list, because you've completed his quests and things are going really well for him right now. However, curious cowboys who head back to his lab later in the game will make a dark discovery.
Professor?
Like all the best inventors, Marko has been killed by his own creation.
Where's your creation now?
Hey, though, don't beat yourself up for your part in this. Before you feel too guilty, look around his lab and you'll find his plan was to create enough of these automatons to take over the world. So no need to feel bad. Unless you also find his automaton in the snow. Okay, permission to feel bad.
I am Laurentius, or the Great Swamp. I will not forget my debt to you. Oh, hello there. I'm fine, thanks to you.
Dark Souls is full of things that rightly make you go, ah, kill it, with fire. The magic of pyromancy fortunately exists to let you do just that. And dotted around the world are many like-minded NPCs who are equally big into killing things with fire. When you get to the depths, for example, you'll come across this fellow who seems to be in a bit of a pickle, perhaps literally, depending on what's in that barrel with him.
You. Yes, you. Here, over here. Please, you must help me.
This is Laurentius of the Great Swamp, and if you break him out, he's eternally grateful that you saved him from a grisly demise.
I would have been at supper without you. Been eaten alive. I shudder to think. Thank you. Thank you dearly.
You might want to hold back on that thanks, Laurie, old pal. As you explore past the depths where you found Laurentius, you'll find other pyromancy enthusiasts in Blighttown and Quilag's Nest. And if you head back to Firelink Shrine, you can find Laurentius again.
This is our pal.
Well, I see you made it out.
Yeah.
Yay!
Speak to him after you find the other pyromancers and spells around Blighttown, and you can help him on his quest to improve his pyromancy skills by pointing him in their direction. But there's one key reason you don't want to do that, and that is that he will lose his mind and try to kill you. I guess that's 2 reasons. Give Laurentius the pointer he requested and he'll lose himself in the process of pursuing pyromancy, mindlessly attacking you should you later come across him in the marshes of Blighttown. Now you're going to have to fight and kill the guy, and I'm going to say he would have been better off sticking with that whole barrel situation. Still, I mean, I get it, that pyromancy, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
That was incredible.
Thank Aphrodite.
Thank all the gods. Here, as promised, I'll never forget you.
No, you won't. We should get this back to Supidio's parents before he does anything stupidio.
Prophecies are tricky things. They're so open to interpretation. Like that one I got in a fortune cookie recently that said, "You will get run over outside your workplace next Thursday at 3:36 p.m. Like, what could that possibly mean? And other prophecies are even more tricky to pin down. Like the one received by this guy, Supidio, who has locked himself in a cage because of an ominous prediction by an oracle.
She said I would do unspeakable things to my parents. That Mutter's blood would stain the earth. And Potter will scream to the gods in agony.
To prevent this terrible prophecy from coming true, he pleads with you to find his inheritance of a sword and a shield. He wants you to give these to his parents so that they can defend themselves from him should he ever try to hurt them.
Please, Mistios, go see the blacksmith and get me my sword.
Retrieving the sword, it turns out, involves sleeping with a blacksmith. Hey, you gotta do who you gotta do. What you gotta do. Retrieving the shield, on the other hand, is more violent and less sexy and involves killing the Red Lake bandit leader who stole it.
This shield should be enough to protect Supidio's parents from his deadly wrath.
Great job, Cassandra! Now the prophecy is averted and Supidio's parents are surely safe forever. Right? Here comes prophecy with the plot twist, because when you hand in the shield, his parents are concerned when they hear you killed the bandit and bumped uglies with the blacksmith, revealing to Supidio that he was actually adopted.
Supidio, you were adopted.
What?
Turns out the sword and shield were his inheritance from his birth parents, who you shagged and killed respectively. And you've actually just helped the prophecy come true, at Supidio's own request. Awkward.
Wait, so the thief and the blacksmith
are Supidio's birth parents. You killed his mater and his pater.
But the prophecy said Pater would scream to the gods in agony.
Oh, he screamed, but not in agony.
All of this is too much to bear for Supidio, who decides to blind himself with the sword to try and rid himself of the image of you doing it with his dad. Like that's the worst thing that's happened today.
I'm blind, Mistios. Are you happy?
Oh, Supidio, now you can only see what's in your imagination. You've made it so much worse.
She leads a pack of deserters, true dregs, from different armies. The kind what knows killing and plundering well.
Why's this band want revenge on you of all people?
Cause I ratted on them to the witch hunters.
Witch hunters care about bandits. Since when?
In The Witcher 3, you play as Geralt, the titular witcher whose job it is to kill things in exchange for coins. So when you get to Xtra and some villagers ask you for help dealing with a bunch of bandits, you'll probably think, cha-ching? Chatting to the villagers, you'll discover that the bandits want revenge on a prominent member of their group called Bertram, because this Bertram reported them to the not-so-friendly witch hunters for terrorising the village.
We had a spell of peace, but now Little Red's learnt of it all. Wants to kill Bertram. He's done for if you don't help.
You can take on this quest from Bertram and the gang and promise to help old Bertie and his mates stay safe, ordering them to barricade themselves in their homes while you wait for a fight with the bandits. But once the bandits arrive, they're more interested in finding Bertram than dealing with you. Instead of fighting them, you must talk to their leader Little Red, who assures you that she won't harm anyone else in the village. She only wants Bertram. And why? Well, because he's a big old lying liar who's been screwing over his neighbours and then attempted to extort the bandits.
He came to me a half-year back. Said he'd point out who's worth looting, in return for a share of the takings. But sometime on, the bugger grew greedy. He wanted more. I refused. That's when he set the witch hunters on us. Lost half me men because of him.
To be fair, I'd be pissed off too. So you're presented with two choices. Fight the gang led by Little Red, who you will then discover is an actual werewolf. Or you can step aside and let Little Red kill the man who not only screwed over his fellow villagers, but was also willing to risk their lives and yours in order to protect his own. Both are wolves in sheep's clothing. If you choose to sacrifice Bertram, no one but him gets hurt, and you earn twice the coin that you could have from Bertie himself.
See? Quick and painless. That's for you. For understanding.
Cheers, Red, but please do know that next time I see you, if you're killing anyone else, I will have to do the whole Witcher thing. Okay, thanks.
That one was impossible to solve. How did you do it?
You know who needs a better hobby? The Riddler. Because the Riddler's hobby, if Arkham Asylum is to be believed, is crawling through the vents of an asylum for the criminally insane, hiding little question mark statues for you to find, like you've got nothing better to do. Which seems unlikely, bearing in mind you're Batman. There are 240 trophies and riddles around Arkham Asylum, and the Riddler tauntingly tasks you with finding them all, presumably with the intention of laughing at Batman as he fails miserably in the face of the Riddler's immense intelligence. Do you even know what a riddle is, the Riddler? Because that ain't it. That's a trophy. As you tick these off one by one, you'll get radio messages from the Riddler, either taunting you...
You are earning my respect, Dark Knight Detective. I'll let you help me find my socks if you keep this up.
Or getting progressively more worried at how many you're finding.
How did you find that one?
But the best message of all is when you find the very last one, and you hear the Riddler getting raided and arrested because the time it took for you to complete his 240-part quest allowed the police to locate where his radio signal was emanating from.
Police, open up! No! Police, open the door, now! Now! Down on the ground! Down on the ground! No! Tell me, how did you work out where I was? Do you hear me? I, Edward Nigma,
Hey, I've got a riddle for you, Riddler. What has bars and a toilet next to the bed? Don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to think of the answer.
Hello? Is someone there? Would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me?
If you thought the NPC outcomes in Dark Souls were too sad, then our advice is not to do any of the NPC quest lines in From Software's most recent title, Elden Ring, or indeed to play Elden Ring. Seriously, so many of these colourful characters meet grisly ends should you dare to help them, such as poor Hyetta here. This strong, driven young woman is aspiring to be a finger maiden, much like your own maiden, Melina, and all she wants is some grapes.
Would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me?
Being visually impaired, she needs the aid of these Shabriri grapes to give her visions of the way to go. And I mean, there's no issue, right? Grapes are like one of the easiest foods to share. Of course you'll help Hyetta out on her quest. Except if you read the item description for the Shabriri grapes, you'll realise that they're not grapes at all, but human eyes.
Sorry, what?
Oh, don't worry, it gets worse.
Okay.
Further into your adventure, the game does finally allow you to tell Hyetta what she's actually been eating all this time, and at first she's rightfully horrified. Continue along Hyetta's questline though, and you'll eventually see her placed in the thrall of a mysterious entity called the Three Fingers of the Frenzied Flame. And if you think that sounds ominous, then well done you've correctly read the vibes of Elden Ring. Opt to get branded by the fingers yourself, and Hyetta's ultimate destiny is to become your new Finger Maiden.
Burn me with the flame to make me your maiden.
So you touch her on the noggin to make her your maiden, and in return, she, goes on fire and dies. Yeah, I'm never sharing grapes with anyone ever again.
What do you have?
Sumac was stabbed in the neck many times with something pointy and very sharp.
Like an arrow or a knife?
Whatever it was, it's gone now. We've searched the entire room.
Then the murderer took the weapon with them. May I have a look at the body?
Of course. May the gods grant you the wisdom to see what I can.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider is a game in which Lara Croft isn't content with solving the mysteries of history and averting an oncoming apocalypse that she caused, and instead just wants to do a bunch of side quests. One such side quest in the Hidden City, aka Paititi, has Lara find a handful of people gathered outside a house, and to find out why, you'll have to speak to Ikal here.
Hello?
Ahau, greetings. Have you heard? It's so terrible. Sumac was killed by his own servant.
While Ikal believes the servant killed this man, he doesn't stop Lara Croft from conducting her own investigation.
I'll find out what happened to him.
Thank you, Ahau.
Cue an investigation that involves drawing the crowd from the door so that Lara can get in without them rushing the place.
The crowd is violent. If I move, they may rush in.
Wow, 4 people's a crowd? That's good news for my Edinburgh Fringe show. Once inside, Lara can chat to witnesses like the accused servant Taruka and the widowed wife Shoko, and find signs that the victim was not killed in the room where the wife had found Taruka, supposedly red-handed. Follow a literal trail of blood, and Lara can discover the wife's servant hastily cleaning up blood upstairs, and further investigation of the upper levels of the home reveals the actual murder weapon.
This must be the knife used in the murder.
Put it back. You must. The mistress said if anyone saw it, she would get in trouble.
Not suspicious at all. Alongside this damning evidence, you can gossip with, interview, the neighbour to find out that widow Shoko and quest starter Ikal have actually been having an affair. There's even a burnt letter that reveals that Ikal burnt bridges with his previously amicable business partner, murder victim Sumac. Depending on which of these pieces of evidence you find, Lara will say who she thinks did it. Find both and she'll correctly accuse both, only find the note, she'll accuse Ikal, and only find the knife, it's Shoko.
Sumac was killed by his wife Shoko. I found the knife she used.
Arrest her!
No!
Either way, quest starter Ikal loses his bay and or gets arrested himself, just because he accidentally opened up a murder investigation by talking to some random woman who walked up to him.
Shoko, a murderer? I can't believe it. Poor Sumac.
Maybe, Ikal, just maybe, don't hang around outside the home of the person you just murdered. Looks a bit sus.
I can't believe this is happening. I will miss my friend.
So those were some of the side quests that turned out absolutely appallingly for the quest givers who gave them to you. Well, you know what? Maybe next time, mind your own business. Don't give us a quest.
Why give out quests?
Why give out quests?
Why even do it?
Why do it?
Do it yourself.
Remain indoors. Do your own quests. Come on.
I've got a quest for you. Shut up.
Yeah. You tell them, Andy. You tell these NPCs, frankly. Can you think of any other examples? If so, pop them in the comments below. Who knows, maybe we'll do a commenter edition of this video. And if you want to go the optional extra mile in supporting the video work that we do over here at Outside Extra, then hey, why not head to patreon.com/OXClub to gain access to our Patreon, the cool OXSC supporters club. You can get on our Discord and chat to us and have a good time on there with like-minded Outside Extra and Xbox liking individuals. It's a good time, it's a chill hang. Oh, and there are some videos up here as well if you want to watch them. So please do that. Bye!